Hello! Sorry about that. Cats are distracting me. Hello! Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's Diana. It's Dee Dee. How's it going? Hello, hello. I see Zexu. I see Ranger. Hi, everybody. Are you done? Good evening. Well, what? What now? What have I done? What have I done to deserve a well? Captain Meaty Pants? No! What? What'd I do to deserve that? If I have genuinely hurt your feelings, I am so sorry. I assume you're just yanking my chain? Is Dee Dee bullying chat already? No! You know what? I'm gonna check the litter box because one of the cats just did their business. Y'all can sort out whether or not I'm a problem in the interim. Hold on. Alright, there. Have y'all decided? Am I good, or am I gonna wake up in the morning to a Google Doc called My Experience with Diana and Mellis, and you guys are gonna air out all my laundry? Also, hello, Jambola. Sweepy. Sweepy, not sweepy. Think the second one? Oh, great. Alright. Well, fine then. Came into Daisy's stream. She took 5 minutes to say hi. You know what? Pain pickle. I don't even know anymore. I'm generally sorry. I don't mean to be mean. Y'all just need to tell me, because the more I love you, the more I want to pick on you. It's one of my character flaws. You'll not hurt my feelings if you say quit it. Literally, Iduna's had to pull me aside and go, it's like, you need to calm down. It's getting a little too personal. I figured you were joking, but you You gotta do people right. And so it's like, I would rather take y'all at face value and apologize and to be safe than assume y'all are just joking around and then like I just play it off and then I really upset you by not taking you seriously. I feel like that can happen with introverts a lot, to be honest. I think so, maybe. Like, we find our people and we're like, I could just be 100% completely honest with this person, and then it's like, no. No, you still gotta, you still gotta follow, like, protocol here. I just cry and sleep? No! Oh, no. Sleep fixes everything. But then how are you going to fix yourself if you can't fix your sleep? Elio! Fizzbot raid! Hello! Thank you for the raid! Oh, hi everybody! We are just getting started. We started a little late. Hello? We can fix you, Diana! You're right, Zon. They were playing Project Eva. Ooh, Hatsune Miku. We love Miku. In Miku, we trust. In Miku, we trust. Just found out about that game? I remember when, like, Project Divas were, like, the only Hatsune Miku games out there. I do love, Pro Sekai. But, you know, it's nice to have the Hatsune Miku games that aren't. Gotcha! Sega! Completely off random, why does talking about Project Diva remind me of, like, Neptunia? Anyone remember those games? I think they were Neptunia. Yeah, Hyperdimension Neptunia. Series playthrough when? Of which? Neptunia or, Project Diva? Neptunia is getting re-released. Oh my goodness. I never actually played the Neptunia games, but I was always, like, strangely fascinated. I stand by that. The second one was really fun. Well, good to know. We can put it on the list of things for consideration. Because I remember these games, sort of became a thing back when, like, you know, everything was getting a Moe mascot. You know, there was, like, Wikiton and stuff. Remember Wikiton? Ranger, our resident, nerdy but not anime nerd, is probably like, what the frick is Wikiton? You know, if Discord was around in the early 2000s, there would have been Discord-ton. MSN! Oh, MSN. It got canceled / indefinitely postponed. No! Tragedy. The MSN butterfly. Oh, man. I remember those days. I remember those days. Discord is nice, but man, talking about... we were making jokes about whether or not I was gonna wake up and find a Google Doc about me. Because, Zexu called me a meanie. That reminds me of, like, the joys of MSN, where you're like, hey, can I talk to you about this friend? And then you're like, sure. And then after you send the message, immediately you get another MSN window popping up from the friend you were just complaining about. And then it's like, so I heard you talking shit, and they have the evidence because the other friend copy-pasted what you said. I'm like, God damn it. This is why I have trust issues. Neptune, yeah, the latest Neptunia game, 2024 Neptunia Riders versus Doggles? Interesting. But yeah, I'm on the wiki page right now. It was, the game's plot tackles more about the major consequences of video game piracy. That's crazy. You know what? So I don't forget, let's throw one on my wish list on Steam, if it's on there. Oh my god, they don't number them. Which one was the first one again? Was it just Hyperdimension Neptunia 2010? Rebirth is the modern version of the first one. Thank you. That's kind of what I figured. Because, you know, usually if they put Rebirth in the title, it means it's a remake. Well, it's $17. Kind of hard to argue with that price. Unfortunately, rent is in 3 days, or I would click buy right now just for the heck of it. But we will add to wish list. I feel like that is one that goes pretty deep on sale. Fair enough, fair enough. I need to... In a perfect world, I need to be more patient for Steam sales. My problem is like, if I don't act on an impulse when I think of it, sometimes I forget. That's my number one trick. That's my number one trick to save money. Iduna uses it too. It's like, if there's something you want, wait 3 days. Or, do your best to wait 3 days. Because if it's not that important to you, you'll forget it exists after 3 days. I do that with, gacha rolls and stuff, too. Like, if I'm about to, hit to get a 10 pull, I'm like, wait 3 days. And, sometimes the urge passes. Because, sometimes it's, 10 p.m. and you're, having issues with impulse control. Other times, 3 days later, I'm still I'm still really close to pity. I wanna pull it. Then it's like, okay, fine. Find a price you're willing to pay, set a deal with it, and then I don't buy it until it hits that. Oh, that's smart. But yeah, that is a good... those are some good ideas. Here's some money-saving tips for y'all. And I mean, the way I managed to train myself off spending way too much on gacha. I mean, I still spend way too much on gacha, but I reined it in significantly was, I took, like, this only worked because I was playing Fate Grand Order, so, you know, it was on, what is it? It was on my phone. I took all the cards and PayPal access off my phone, and if I wanted to buy a roll in Fate Grand Order, I had to march myself to the store and buy, like, a Google Play or, like, an Apple Store gift card. Doing that literal walk of shame really helps with the impulse control. But I mean, you have to have the strength of will to, like, not re-add the stuff to it. It all backfires when a big sale happens and multiple alerts hit at the same time. Yeah, that would do it as well. An attempt was made. Changing the process really makes a difference. It does. It does. It does. Like, what is it? I'm starting to move all my PayPal stuff over to this one card. Like, it'll still go through my PayPal, but it will charge this card because they charge, because if it gets charged in USD, they'll charge a conversion fee for it. And just like that extra fee, I'm like, no thank you. I need to move away from PayPal anyway. It's convenient, but PayPal keeps doing this thing where I'm like, I record my purchase, and then frickin' then like sometimes they take 1 day before they pull the money out of my bank account. Sometimes they take 3 days, and then sometimes, you know, 2 weeks of stuff hits all at once, and I'm like, I thought I was in the clear on this. And it's just like a landslide of stuff hits, and I'm like, oh god. Terrible. Once you start tracking all your money for that stuff, it's hard to keep at it, but even if you just do it every couple months, when you actually see how much you spend on certain stuff, it's like, oh my god, I need to be stopped. Like I said, like, I'm like, yeah, my budget for gacha games has been like, you know, $100 a month for ages. And then I actually tracked my spending and what I felt was a typical month, and I'm like, oh, it's not $100. It is definitely over $100. Like, okay. We gotta pull this in a little bit. You have a little... Oh, that's a good way to do it as well. I started doing, was it the zero-based budgeting? Where it's like every dollar is supposed to be ascribed to something, whether that's debt payment, bills, whatever. And so far that's nicer for me, because then you don't get into like where following a budget feels like you're punishing yourself. Because this way, with the zero budget, I do have a budget to get like my two vices are books, whether that be light novels, actual novels, manga, and then, you know, video games. And then also, like, I don't like the food I brought for lunch anymore. I'm gonna go buy my lunch. The spicy brain. I feel like I tricked my brain into thinking I'm not spending if I slowly build it up. That's a good way to do it, too. For a while, what I did was rather than, like, count the days that I did spend money, I started counting days I didn't spend money. Because filling in, like, a little star on the calendar, because it's like, yeah, I didn't spend any extra money today outside of what was, like, budgeted. Felt like, was like the dopamine hit. Versus having to mark on the calendar because I spent money. Felt like a punishment, like it felt bad. Welcome to capitalism society, everybody. We're all trying to make our way in the world and not be crushed. Then you've got the frickin' rich people, like the people on Tumblr who talk about they had roommates with rich people. Like those one girl, she had a roommate who supposedly threw out her towel after every use. Like, not paper towel, like actual, like, no, bath towels. Because she thought that's just how it was. Because, you know, she would just use it once, throw it in some hamper, and, like, you know, some maid or someone would take it away. And she, like, she just thought they got tossed. Rich people, man, completely out of touch with reality. It's crazy. It's crazy. Speaking of rich people not in touch with reality, let's get Edgeworth going. That would have been a great segue into Umineko as well, but we're not Umineko today. That was good, thank you. Title selection, because we finished the first one. Woo! Still fishing final case? Nope. We finished that one last time. Now we're on the second game. I had to second guess what game we were playing tonight. That's fair. We've been playing a lot of Umineko. Because I've just been feeling it. I decided to do a palate cleanse. Because, I mean, I still read a lot playing the Ace Attorney games, but it's a little different. Like, reading a lot and making commentaries a little different than just straight up reading all the narration. So let's do the thing. Turnabout Trigger. Trigger? Like, popular animation studio Trigger? Or, the Idol trio from Idolish 7 Trigger? Which Trigger are we talking about here? ZZZ Trigger? Is it Sniper? Trigger Happy Havoc? Ooh, that's also a good one. Oh no, it's the plane again! The presidential plane descends from the skies, it's making its final approach and lands right on something. The president? Just listen to that crowd. Welcome, Shenfa! Welcome, Mr. President! China has a president now? Well, no, wait. Duh, China has a president. Even non-fictional China has a president. Why is the guy in the left got like a frickin' neck cast? Thanks to the prosecutor's office of your great country. Something. Uh-oh. The battle against evil rages on. Here today, I make you the solemn promise. He's a lion! Uh-oh. jazzy bastard. So, what you're telling me is, all these years ago, Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth 2 predicted, the shooting at the Trump rally. March 25th, 2:46 p.m. Gorge Lake? Oh man, we have not heard that name in a long time. Remember Gorge Lake? That's from the first Ace Attorney game. And also, hi Freed! Welcome in! The news must be halfway around the world already. After all, it's not every day an attempt is made on the life of a nation's president. I feel like it is every day. We just don't hear about it. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor. As soon as I got the call, I came as soon as I got the call. The moment the phone rang, I knew it was serious. Mr. Edgeworth! And also Kagami! He's here! And also, no, it's not Soji Seita. So Seijima's bodyguards are there as well. Thank goodness you're here, sir. And this is Dick Gumshoe, a detective with the local precinct. He's the one usually assigned to my cases. For some reason, it's not like I specifically request him. I don't know why he's following me around, honestly. It's kind of unnerving, I'll be quite honest. How is the president, detective? We still don't know, Mr. Edgeworth. The medics just boarded the plane a few minutes ago. Oh, the president did get shot then. I see. I hope he's alright. Then I suppose you better show me the scene of the crime instead. Right away, sir! Edgy is such a tsundere with a gumshoe. So true. I mean, he's a tsundere with everyone. I mean, just look at his relationship with Nick. Hey, I said hey! Yeah, you! Ruffles! Is that Lauda? Huh? Who's that? Oh my god, I think that is Lauda. Ain't ya? Oh, this is Lauda, isn't it? You're the prosecutor in charge of this here case, ain't ya? Want to give me your first impressions? Anything strike y'all as odd? No comment. Detective Gumshoe? With me? Come on now, Mr. Prosecutor, don't be like that. Mr. Edgeworth, wait for me! We're not gonna find out if it's Lauda just yet. Now, Detective, I'll need the facts of the case in as much detail as you can give me. Whoa! Look at this guy! Ganon became president! Wow! Where does this guy even find a suit? That's like skin tight, but also does just not immediately burst at the seams when he breathes. Well, the scene was right here at Gore Lake, as you already know. A bunch of people were gathered to welcome the president of Shenfa. Dijonwan? Dijonwan? I'm trying to think what the pun in his name is. Dijon. Only the ultimate tailor could complete a job like that. Honestly, Dijon mustard? That's what I thought. But it almost looks like paint. His name is based on the pronunciation of the characters in Mandarin Chinese. Oh! Okay, so it's a pun on kanji. They just straight up did not try and adapt it at all. So the kanji for his name has 3 characters that have to do with, like 3 kanji that have to do with royalty. So we've got the kanji for king, the kanji for emperor, and the kanji for monarch. And also, they're all pieces in shogi. So the Dijon mustard thing is just a happy coincidence. It's been all over the news for days now. Dijon. It was raining until just before he landed. Luckily, it let up and he went on stage as planned. Oh, maybe he should have not done that. And then smack dab in the middle of his speech, bang. I called it. A gun goes off and everybody runs for cover, terrified for their lives, apparently. Apparently. Truth is, I only just showed up myself. I don't know a whole lot more than you do, sir. Cool. You were summoned on short notice as well? Sure was. Right in the middle of my day off. Ooh, that sucks. I was at the office taking advantage of the peace and quiet to prepare for my next case. RIP. And then the boss himself calls you to the scene. Never a dull moment, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? The boss? Who's the boss? Yeah, Chief Prosecutor was right here in the park. Saw the whole thing. Oh no, they have a new Chief Prosecutor. I wonder who the Chief Prosecutor is. And could they possibly be involved in this crime? First chance he got, he yelled at the top of his lungs. Get me Edgeworth right away. He's the only man for the job. Something like that. Well then. I see. Oh, they cordoned the perimeter of the park off as soon as it happened. You'll be happy to know. So our would-be assassin is still here somewhere. Good. Now all you gotta do is find them in the middle of that crowd before they strike again. You're right. We don't know what else our culprit might be planning. These people are in danger. Don't have a moment to lose. Let's begin with the basics. And search every inch of this crime scene for clues, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Precisely. I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The president was shot at, which means a gun was involved. That's our first clue. Alright, duly noted. Detective Gumshoe, how exactly was the security detail surrounding the president's speech organized? Well, sir, our officers were mainly focused on securing the perimeter of the park. The president's people took charge of the rest. He has his own team of bodyguards. See those guys over there? Maybe we should ask them a few questions? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. If you want to talk with them, I'll need to walk over and press space. Oh, what a hard life you lead. Can I help you? You're one of the president's bodyguards, correct? Could you tell me how a security detail was arranged during the speech? 2 of our senior operatives were attached to the president. The rest secured the stage. This isn't our first rodeo. Anything suspicious in that crowd, we would have spotted it right away. I see, and yet, someone pulled out the pew-pew. So the president's security was tightly orchestrated for the duration of his speech. Let's investigate further. We should speak with other witnesses and continue to look over the crime scene. We can't afford to leave any stone unturned. Oh, here we go again. So that's how y'all go about it, huh? Sure is something seeing the pros at work. Care to share a little bit about what happens to the information once you got a hold of it? Bystanders. This one seems persistent, but I can't afford to get distracted. Hey, Ruffles! I asked you a question, dang it! What happens next? Well, we put all the information together and try to find connections, right, sir? Detective! Aw, don't be so hard on the poor guy. So, connections, you say, and what next? Well, I guess you'd say we connect the dots. Connect one piece of information to another. It's Mr. Edgeworth's forte. He's a logic master. Please stop talking. This is gonna be in the newspaper tomorrow. I can view what information I have with Q and then connect them with T. QT. I should try it now. Just a quick press of Q and we'll be down off the path of logic. Cool. Despite the president's tight security, the perpetrators still managed to carry out their attack. Completely undetected by a contingent of highly trained bodyguards, no less. No mean feat. That would take some serious planning. In other words, the assassination attempt was almost certainly premeditated. I mean, I don't think people usually plan to assassinate political figures. Or, sorry, I don't think people decide on a whim they're gonna assassinate political figures. Not really something that just falls into your lap. Yeah, even in the case of famous assassinations, like, to some extent, the assassination of Franz Ferdinand was a coincidence, but that's just because the original assassination attempt failed, and then it just so happened that the car passed in front of one of the actual successful assassin, and he's like, oh, well, shit, thanks. But yeah, they had planned this, and it fell through, and it just by an unfortunate coincidence, it ended up working out in the end. Indeed, all we need to do is find the right clues, then make the right connections between them. Make the wrong connections, however, and we'll only wind up further from the truth. Which means I must make well-reasoned connections if I intend to draw logical conclusions. No nonsense. No fake news. Let's get this investigation started. Time to examine anything that looks suspicious. Yeah, you just need to walk up to them. This ain't our first rodeo, Edgy Poo. If I wish to speak with a detective, I should use T. Alright, what do you want? Hey, Ruffles, how's the investigation coming along? Anything you want to share? Here we go again. I am not in the habit of sharing the details of confidential investigations with strangers. Dang, you sure are one tough cookie. Oh, they're not Lotta. Hold on. Lotta became chief? No way. Lotta's moving up in the world. She's oh, what's the full title? And because in the newspaper industry, there's like the chief, I mean, I guess it's just the chief. You know, James Jameson type people. Don't I know that name from somewhere? No, must be my imagination. Oh, it ain't your imagination, boy. So the president had a nasty surprise while he was giving his speech. Same thing happened to me when I was a kid, right in the middle of a public speaking contest you were shot at. There I was, yammering away, when all of a sudden, earthquake almost jumped out of my skin. That sounds terrifying. Even the word earthquake makes me queasy. Well, you were listening, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were ignoring my little asides like always. Damn. So that's how you think of me. No! Oh, the Steel Samurai! Oh no! Rest in peace. I was as surprised as you, sir, but there's no mistaking it. It's the Steel Samurai! Steel Samurai, Warrior of Nero Tokyo is a popular TV show, and I might just be slightly obsessed with it. Old, young, it doesn't matter. It truly has something for everyone. Good old Kamen Rider. Beats me why they had a Steel Samurai balloon at a welcome party for a foreign president. All the foreign presidents love the Steel Samurai. It is a little odd, although now that I think about it, what better hero to represent our nation? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. It's the flag of Zenfa. The key motif is a blazing red phoenix. Wait, what's this? Something the matter, sir? There's a bullet hole. Don't see it, detective? There's something unusual about this flag. Compare it with the one on the other side of the stage, if you will. Oh, that's a beauty right there. Just look at it flapping in the wind. It's immaculate. Exactly. Which is how a flag should look. And yet, here we see quite a different picture. One thing in particular stands out, don't you think? Right, of course, it is... I give up, come on, spill the beans! You can lead a horse to water. I'll just have to move the cursor to the problematic spot. We're gonna cancel this flag. Look closely. Do you see the hole? Whoa! Look at that! You're right, sir. Big red arrow, literally. And note the burn marks around the edges? That's a bullet hole. There's no mistaking it. That's a pretty massive bullet hole, I gotta say. Like, it's exaggerated for the sake of the game. But if you actually got shot at with a round that big, I don't think there'd be any need to give the president medical attention. I think he would be cooked. A bullet hole? So you're saying a bullet went through this flag? Sure am. Oh god, it's the same thing over and over again. Must have been expensive. Even more expensive than the drapes in your office, huh, sir? The price of my drapes is neither here nor there, detective. I am concerned with a rather more important matter. So how much are the drapes in your office, and were you able to expense them? Or did you have to pay for those out of pocket? Yes, yes, note the burn marks. Breaks your heart, don't it? It does. What villainy could have befallen him? Witnesses said he popped right up about when the gun went off, which would strongly suggest that a bullet struck the balloon. Rest in peace, Steel Samurai took down by a bullet. Alright, hello. Man. Stress be gone. Perfect for the first day of school. This is sacrilege. I won't rest until the culprit has been apprehended. Oh my god. He's very, very upset about the Steel Samurai balloon. The detective, we cannot let this vile assassin escape. It was weird, but you got everything handled. Yippee! We won't, sir. You can count on it. Started out floating to the right of the lakeside, but has since been popped. I think I've gathered enough information for the moment. Time to put the pieces together and see what we can figure out. I want to see the flowers. These flowers are in full bloom. They look exotic, but I don't know the species. My favorite flowers are maybe roses? Yeah, roses and lilies. Roses make me think of weddings. Ah, the romance. And lilies, well, that's funerals, I guess. Sad, but part of life, you know? Oh, yeah, you did talk about your favorite flowers before. Those are nice. I like asters. I like hydrangeas. I like cosmos. I like chrysanthemums. Azaleas! Azaleas are also really good. I mean, azaleas look like you could put them as, like, they're a combination of hydrangeas and, like, cosmos, so... Yeah. I did... Coincidentally, I also loved Azalea Town in Pokemon. Come on, sir, that's not fair. Rest in peace. Oh, it's ad break. So just very quickly, I'm gonna run and refill my water, and then I will be right back and we shall keep going. So hold on tight. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. Well, textbooks. Ah, textbooks. You just woke up, you had a nap, your sleep schedule, it's day 1 of school, your sleep schedule, toast. Moonbeam's having a normal sleep schedule challenge failed. I mean, I've been waking up at 3 a.m. a lot lately, and like I eventually fall back to sleep, but I'm like, man, what's it take to have like a night of uninterrupted sleep, you know? I got a whole half week to fix it, it'll be okay. I guess we'll see. Best of luck to ya. Nope. Damn. There's no logical connections between these two things. There's no logical connection between there being a flag, a hole in the flag, and the president being assassinated. Nah. But there's a connection between the hole in the flag and the steel samurai, okay. There's a bullet hole in the flag, and it seems highly likely the balloon was popped by a bullet too, which means 2 shots were fired. Right, sir? Possibly even 3. The president was shot at as well, remember? Or what if the trigger of Opal Squad shot through the balloon, through the flag, and into the president? Equally, the hole in the flag and the hole in the balloon could have been made by the same bullet. Yeah, see? That's the more logical conclusion, I think. I mean, possibly there were multiple shots, but at the same time, if someone was shooting 3 times with a pistol, someone would notice, hey, the shooter's beside me. Like, what we need to know is how many gunshots there were. Investigation complete. Really, that's it? What are we currently doing in this game right now? We are investigating the assassination attempt on the president of Shenhua, which is basically fantasy China. Ruffles! Ruffles! Hey, Chipman! Y'all figured something out, huh? Care to share? Who exactly is she? And why does she keep shouting at us? Rubbernecker, I guess. Seems pretty interested in the case. Come on, give me something here. Whatever happened to journalists giving out business cards? Rubbernecker? I'm trying to think how to describe it, but basically, you know how when there's like a car accident, like traffic naturally slows down because everyone's gotta slow down just a bit to look at the accident? That's rubbernecking. I'm trying to think how to explain it, but the words are not coming to me. Yeah, turns one's head to stare at something in a foolish manner. A passerby rubbernecking at the accident scene. So yeah, basically, like, you know, anyone who lingers around, like, when there's, like, the police have, like, corned off an area and they're checking things out, those are rubberneckers. Basically, they are holding up proceedings. That as a term, it sure does. Yeah, rubbernecking is a derogatory term used to refer to bystanders stopping previous activities to stare at accidents. Sometimes mixed with pretending to look at something else. Yep. The term rubbernecking derives from the neck's appearance when trying to get a better view, that is, craning one's neck. Oh, interesting. I would have assumed it's because, you know, the neck of a bottle or something is narrow. So, like, the fact that everyone is, like, stopping is, like, causing traffic issues. It is indeed. The term rubbernecking was coined in America in the 1890s to refer to tourists. H.L. Mencken said the word rubbernecking is almost a complete treatise on American psychology and one of the best words ever coined. Chinese Rubberneckers was the title of a 1903 film, because by 1909, rubbernecking was used to describe the wagons, automobiles, and buses used to tour around American cities and through Chinatowns. When a writer described the out-of-towners stretching their necks to see New York while having misinformation shouted at them, an artist, Joan Sloan, depicted them as geese in a 1917 etching called Seeing New York. Hawkers, totes, and streeters were used to market the rubbernecking tours, also known as gape wagons or yap wagons. When phone lines were shared as party lines, oh! So for those who don't know, like back when you had a landline, if you had multiple phones in the house, someone could pick up the other phone and listen in on your conversation. Apparently that was also considered a type of rubbernecking. Like in the old movies, yep. I definitely done that before, some kind of morbid curiosity. It was just with my parents, though, so. We do need to speak with some witnesses to find out how many gunshots there were. But yes, going back to this lady, they're calling her a rubbernecker. I'm like, do you not have a business card to show that you are a journalist, even if you're just a freelancer? Like, come on. Fine, let's see if she can tell us anything. Oh my god. Go you? So, the airplane company? She straight up looks like, one of the bikers from, Yowamushi Pedal. Remember that? I could see her in ZZZ. Yeah, that too. There y'all are. Tabby Lloyd. Tabby Lloyd! Her name is Tabloid. That is an incredible name. Beautiful! Oh, all these years later, the Ace Attorney translators, they still don't miss. I'm looking into the case for, well, just for me right now, but... Looking into the case? What, the microphone didn't clue you in, frickin' that she's a journalist, Edgeworth? The heck your eyes for, bro? She's not even being subtle about it. Incredible. Because, I mean, yes, technically as a journalist, you should identify yourself. It is technically considered the moral thing to do. Like, from what I recall, you don't legally have to, but it can cause problems later on. So in most cases, like, you know, you reserve not telling people you're a journalist as, like, the last resort in sensitive situations. Miss Lloyd, was it? Well, what can you tell me? Any exclusive details you want to share? No. How about the perp? Have they made any demands? What about them there ruffles? Where does a feller buy a cravat like that? Hold it. Will you be quiet for a moment? I'll be asking the questions here. Dang, I thought I could get me something juicy for my piece. I need to know about the shooting. Can you tell me how many gunshots you heard? She probably recorded it, honestly. She's got a tape deck. You can't really see it well because my head's in the way, but the thing on her waist is a tape recorder. Why, I most certainly cannot! I beg your pardon? I can't just be handing out leads for free. That stuff's my livelihood. Ma'am, do you want to be subpoenaed? Edgy has a huge hand. Oh, he do have those yowie hands. So does Phoenix. Their hand-holding must be a sight to see. Aw, come on. Don't hold out on us. We all gotta share sometimes. That's something. Teehee. Come on. The old man Yowie writes itself. Literally in the first game, Edgeworth's like, it would have been better if I never met you again. Now I have been saddled with these unnecessary feelings. Literal line from the game. Everyone who plays it is like, hello? Edgeworth? And look, I'm just saying. In the sequel games, they are two, men in their, like, late 30s, early 40s. Both unmarried. I'm just saying. When you get to that age and you're still unmarried, it becomes a choice? Or there's something else going on here. Dee Dee? What? Well, if y'all gonna be like that, I'll be moving right along. Goodbye. Wait! Wait for what exactly, huh? You got nothing for me, I'm gone! We're fresh out of moves here. I really thought that girl was gonna start rapping. Out of moves, huh? I wouldn't be so sure. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? As you know, detective, I like to play a little chess. That is a non sequitur. And what does one do in chess when an opponent adopts a defensive position? What does anyone do in life when someone adopts a defensive position? Art, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you do when they put a card face down in defensive position? Rage quit? Cry? Oh, come on, guys. You can do better. I attack it. Exactly. You attack it. Why? The board offers any number of options, but some are more effective than others. Sorry, sir, but this is all going way over my head. Because that usually means they got nothing else, correct? No wonder he's a genius prosecutor and not me. Yeah, we'll never understand the inner workings of a mind of a genius. We're just too simple. No matter how impenetrable an opponent's defenses may seem, it can always be overcome. Watch and learn, detective, as I shatter my opponent's resolve with the power of words. I'm sorry. I'm trying, like, not to cry laugh, because this is just... These games have always been super dramatic, but I started the Yu-Gi-Oh metaphor, and now I just the way they're talking about doing a cross-examination really does feel like we're in Duelist Kingdom right now. When attempting to draw out an entrenched opponent, one must employ certain tactics. Let us picture the board and see if we can anticipate our adversary's next move. It's a literal chessboard! Oh my god, and then we've got a timer. This is not what I was expecting. Now we must analyze the state of play. State of play? You mean like the PlayStation? Sony Direct? So calculation, yes. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of me, not until you give me something in return. Oh my god, the chess pieces. My opponent has dug herself in deep. Her defenses won't be easily broken. But I can't afford to try her patience by taking too long to plot my next move. In other words, I must be conscious not just of my strategy, but also of the passing of time. No! How dare you? Now we gotta think fast. That said, I can't afford to waste words either. In fact, it can pay dividends not to. If my opponent gets too agitated. If you're fixing to ask me something, will you dang well ask it already? I may be able to gain a tactical advantage by calmly biding my time. Then, when I see a crack in my opponent's armor, I pounce. Like a cat. I should begin by finding out what it is that she does. Alright, time to make my opening gambit. Queen's Gambit? Mind chess commence! Oh my god, what is it that you do? Why don't you begin by telling me about what it is that you do? Sure, or I could totally not do that. Think I don't know when to keep my mouth shut? That's my job. Is it now? So you do something you won't or can't tell anybody about? Shut up! I ain't no lawbreaker if that's what you're insinuating. I'm a law-abiding everyday citizen. You got no reason to say otherwise. Forgive me, I meant nothing by it. If it's something you can't tell me about, I imagine it must be very important work indeed. Huh? Well, sure, I guess. Least ways it will be once I bag me my first big scoop. Make a scoop. Get some ice cream scoops. What was that about scoops? Bide your time, lie in wait. Oh, that's Sonic Underground. Give up your children, separate, bide your time, lie in wait. The prophecies come light, Sonic Under. Sorry, I only saw bide your time at first. I didn't see the lie in wait. Yeah. They made a vow their mother will be found. I love that, like, the age difference between, yeah, I love that the age difference between the youngest Moonbeam and the oldest Moonbeam is like 25 years, and yet we all know the same TV shows. I see, it's a scoop you're after. The part where the mother speaks in the middle of the song. Yeah. I long for my children, but I have to wait. If I act too soon, I'll seal their fate. So you're a journalist. Is that correct? Ah! Jane. Sure, I'm your friendly neighborhood reporter. The hungriest cub on the beat. That's the mystery of what she does for a living solved. Perhaps our hungry young cub has gathered information vital to the case. That just gave me you 100% more energy. Let's go! Get those readings done. Let's make that our next line of inquiry. Yay! Time refilled. With the opening moves concluded, the mid-game approaches. What else does she have to say? Damn, do chess games always go this fast? Where's the record of your reporting? You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions? You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. I am not in the habit of making deals. Now tell me what I want to know. That's not the way to go about this, Edgeworth. Sorry, Ruffles, can't help you. I don't have a clue as to how to push the conversation forward. I'll have to try another tack. Were you at the scene of the crime? At the time of the incident, were you present at the scene of the crime? Come on now, Ruffles, you ain't gonna give little old Tabby something first? Absolutely not. Then I ain't giving you nothing neither. You think I'm a sucker? Think again. Hand it over or you're under arrest? Yeah, that's not a good way to go about it. Come on, this is my career we're talking about here. You gotta give me something. Sadly, the more you know, the more you might find yourself in danger. I ain't scared. I'm a pro. Takes more than the sound of a little gunfire to faze me. You heard gunfire, did you? Huh. You may be a pro, as you put it, but I'd say you're still a little wet behind the ears. You say you heard gunfire, which proves you were here at the time of the crime. Therefore, you must have seen something. Double Dane. Fine, I was here. I saw it. I came to report on the big speech, wound up reporting on a shooting. You won't get no more out of me than that. I'm done with your tricks, Ruffles. Literally, she should be much more cooperative. Because going to cover something that was supposed to be super ordinary and getting this big scoop out of it really would make her career. But she's making enemies out of the prosecution. If she was just nicer, she might actually get an insight. She might get more. Edgeworth is your favorite? I can see it. I think you two would have a good time playing chess with each other. If she came to report on the event, she must have made a record of some kind. A record I would very much like to get my hands on. This is quite the clue as to where to take the conversation next. So, where's the record? You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions? You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. Time to deploy my clue. You must have a record. No self-respecting reporter would leave the house without a means of putting things on the record. So tell me, Miss Lloyd, where is yours? I see the tape recorder hanging right there. Of course I made a record. I told you I'm a pro. Danged near wore my shoes out running around on this one. Which is why I'm not about to just hand it over to the first person who asks me. I am not just anyone, young lady. I am the prosecutor in charge of this case. Thank you for the head pad and hydrate. Don't you, young lady, me, you ain't getting it, no matter how many times you ask. Again, you want to be subpoenaed? Because we can do that, you know. You understand, don't you, Ruffles? It ain't nothing personal. I understand that your job is a difficult one. You do? Well, ain't that sweet? And in such a competitive field, you must sometimes doubt that you'll ever succeed. No, I'll go plenty far, I'm sure of it. Yeah, just as long as I got my trusty tape recorder, I'll always be ready to nab me a scoop. Play me that tape! Intriguing. A young reporter hungry for success. So dedicated to her craft that to leave such an important event unrecorded would be unthinkable. And indeed, she did not. She committed the entire event to tape! I did it! This is my scoop you're messing with! My big break! Oh, fine. Sure, I recorded the whole darn thing. So right here, you got me, okay? Checkmate. Damn. Mind chess, checkmate! You're something else, Ruffles. I was trying to be all strong and silent, but you had me singing like a canary. Never mind that. Now play us the tape. This should finally tell us how many shots were fired. Fine, you can hear it, but I got conditions. You played me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the chief ever played me so good. Edgeworth, master debater. There's a joke there, I'm not gonna say it. Master debater? Masturbator? I'll wait for it to land. Deep breaths. Ow, my stomach, my stomach. I'm sorry that I'm a 12-year-old boy. Oh, damn right. Ranger's hitting me with the Russian. Literally. So, fun fact, there was an achievement in Genshin that was called Master Debater, and it was either Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, and they eventually had to change it. Because finally someone put 2 and 2 together and realized. Why do I remember that? I don't know. I swear to God, Diana, I can't. I'll break it. Damn, I'm being threatened in Russian. I think it was Master Bader in a fishing event in Genshin. Ah, thank you. I knew it was one of the two. I couldn't remember which. You played me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the chief ever played me so good. So you gotta agree to be Chief Number 2 and be our mentor to a rising star, aka me, I'm sorry. We already have one plucky girl sidekick. We don't need another. Chief Number 2, huh? Kinda like a second parent? That's a big responsibility. Don't say it like that. And one more thing. Remember Jackie Chan Adventures? One more thing. I want exclusive reporting rights for the first 24 hours. Come on, you gotta say yes. What kind of mentor would it give his star pupil their exclusive, huh? I mean... Can't really give you exclusive reporting rights. That's not how it works. In the time that you've been here fighting with Edgeworth, someone has already written up the brief. Like the 100-word short and slapped it on the news website. She's a difficult woman to refuse. I need to hear that recording. Difficult woman to refuse, he says. 24 hours is more than I can promise, but the store's yours until the case is solved. And the job of Chief Number 2? I think not. Ah, you're no fun. But I guess a girl can't have everything. Oh, for the sake of the scoop, huh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. I got exclusive access starting right this second, Ruffles. Good. And our first order of business is to listen to that tape. I kind of miss cassettes, but on the other hand, you could destroy this, Congrats, I made you crash out. Victory! Not really. I mean, remember, I said there's a joke here. I'm not gonna say it. Y'all told me to say it. If I say I'm not gonna say it, it means it's either something sexual or potentially offensive, so pick your battles. Honored friends and allies, I am here today to deliver a message. Free pizza! The odious criminals that dogged my beloved nation are no more. They smelled? President's speech. The president passionately addressed the assembled crowd. Thank you, we'll keep that in mind for next time. as I've tried to shake off the reports of its declining popularity by sheer force of will. Girl, you can record your voiceover after. If you spend too much time trying to record in the moment, you're gonna miss stuff. That there's me. Can't beat a little live commentary to set the scene. The meeting is scheduled for just after the speech, correct? He seems pretty pleased to be able to put the whole Yatagarasu situation behind him. As well he should be. This is a great day for us all. Dee Dee's too fast. She can go with jokes she doesn't immediately make. Yup. I am a menace. Sometimes the dirty comment is so great that it makes Iduda call me by my full name. Oh, this is our menace. Aww. Don't worry. Diana and Melis, exactly. Oh god, sorry. I checked my phone for a second and there was Genshin leaks. Uh-oh. This is why I keep my phone away from me usually. Oh, never mind. It was just someone speculating. I never noticed the accent. You have the soft R after the A in Diana. Fair enough. That's the thing, right? Everyone's always like, no, this has like been a famous thing where Canadians are like in like America or other situations where people are like, that's not a Canadian accent. You're not Canadian. It's like, yes, you are expecting the Newfoundland accent, were ya? Where it's like a mix of Scottish and Irish all smushed together. Ontario accent's a little closer to like the Mid-East US accent. I've got a little bit of extra because I'm French Canadian and I came from a big French speaking area, so like it adds a little twinge on things, but you never heard of the Newfoundland accent? Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing, right? You look on the map of Canada and there's a province that is like Newfound. Some people would be like Newfoundland in Labrador. No, it's Newfoundland in Labrador. And you're like, there's an F in there? If you're Canadian, there is. Oh, so the land was not newly found? Yep. But yeah, it's a very strong, stereotypical accent, often associated with Canadians. It's, the population is very strong Irish and Scottish immigrants. So, and they never fully lost it. And it's one of those situations. Kind of like how sometimes in other parts of the world, even though, you know, they're not in, they're not, like, under the UK anymore, they still have a bit of that accent. Whose voices are these? Oh, there was these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time. I know their voices from somewhere. Wait, the part where the gun goes off is right after this. The president thrusts his fist into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. The battle against evil rages on. Here today, I make you this solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice. 2 gunshots. Miss Lloyd's tape jotted down in my organizer. So, 2 shots were fired. Yup. And that tell us something? Something very important indeed. It allows us to deduce the trajectory of one of our bullets. Edgeworth can now use echolocation. Bro's got that dog inside him, and he can frickin' use it to triangulate frickin' trajectory of bullets based on sound. He's just like you. You've got the dog in you too. Of the 2 shots fired, one hit the president, which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon in that order. I gave up vision in one eye for heightened hearing. Wait, are you blind in one eye, or is just one eye a lot worse than the other? Is this recent, this game? Nah, it's, when did it originally come out? 2010-ish? But I did make a joke at the beginning of the stream that I'm like, so this game predicted the assassination attempt at the Trump rally, I see. Yeah, I made the joke at the beginning. We're sharing the same brainwave. You're just about an hour behind. Yeah, it's about blind. Oh wow, that's tough. Which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon in that order. So they shot to the right? Why would they shoot that way? Distraction? Indeed, but I imagine it gives you superpowers. Now what you need to do... See, if I had been you, I would have gone around in university with like an eye patch on my eye and been Chunibyo as shit. Like, oh, this is there's a superpower in my left eye. I can't reveal it except under dire circumstances. I should do that. Do it. Do it. I am not responsible for any consequences that might happen to your social life, but you can just be Kaya from Genshin. The eye of shining justice cannot be revealed until the world needs it most. Yes! You got it! Oh, my Chunibyo beans, they grow up so fast. god, I'm in the midst of figuring out the moonbeam design, but this is making me want to give you guys like an X over one eye or like a little eye patch. Just throw this like melange of like everything. It's just like ta-da! Which, as you can see, allows us to deduce the position of our shooter. XO eyes? Oh, that would be cute, actually. And under... There's an X on the eye patch, and under the eye patch, it's an X! I need to write that down. I love that. Once again, I give another great idea. At this point, I'm gonna have to give Ranger frickin' a cut of the profit when I finally make a merch or something. Nothing shall be affected. Should just hire you for real? You'd work for free? Good to know. Good to know. One day, we will need someone to help handle, like, marketing and stuff. The only possible place from which a bullet could have been fired through the flag and into the balloon is... have to be, like, right here, right? A lot of beans have contributed well to the community. Honestly, it makes me happy. The GIF, yes, that was beautiful. And see, that's the thing, right? Being able to give me monetary stuff is great. Like, it helps me produce the stream, get new stuff or whatever. But what makes the community grow are the fan contributions. Whether that's like artwork or like whatever else, so. I use it everywhere? Good! Literally, some people have talked about how they ended up getting new viewers because they were like, I saw your GIF everywhere and I finally tracked you down. Take that. You know what's crazy? I have a list of unused scrapped ideas for moonbeams. Oh my god, that's great. Bless you. You get free emote, I get validation. Beautiful. Love makes the world go around and all that. This is where our shooter was standing. You sure about that, Ruffles? No? Watch your mouth, kid. Mr. Edgeworth's powers of deductions never fail. He takes the evidence, puts it together, uses his logic, and bam! Out comes the truth. Every time! Can't wait to hear the logic behind this one. How'd you do it? Sir? One moment, yes, It's alright, Ruffles. We all make mistakes. Come on. What if a moonbeam can phase through walls? Hey, it's possible. Like I said, we have our default shape-shifting powers, but we have the capacity to learn. So if a moonbeam wants to learn how to, like, manipulate a matter so they can go through walls, why not? Our two lines should converge on a single point, the point where our culprit was standing. along the path of each bullet. Well, that's what I was trying to do. Oh, I get it now. I guess because they were trying to shoot from here, but they went too wide, and so it's like on this side? I do has a question about the lore, though. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Drawing a line between the flag and the balloons gives us the trajectory of one of our bullets. And places our shooter on the left-hand side of the spectator area. You're a genius, Mr. Edgeworth. You can draw lines on paper. Congratulations. Sure. Basic setting stuff. So, more or less modern-ish time period. I imagine it's something like your typical isekai. Yeah, that's essentially it. Because literally, when I was getting my original design, I was like, it's like magical fantasy, but modern. And I used images from some of the Atelier games as an example of like what I meant. So it's more or less like ReZero type. Yeah, pretty close. Like I haven't decided if there is to what extent there is technology, but it is essentially pretty close to this current world. You could even think of it as like, almost like a parallel universe type thing. Magical creatures like the moonbeams came from a different, like a hidden world. And we come into the more modern human society as like part of study and integration. So it would be, yeah. Don't know much pop culture. It's okay. It's okay. Some dude out there is developing steam power right now, pretty much. Don't worry. Like, these are just some examples, but yeah, it is essentially modern times. Yep. But slightly different. Like, if you told me cell phones had just been invented or something like that, that would be believable. I don't think the moonbeams would use much technology, but we do have access to some. Probably, I'd say technology is probably 90s, early 2000s level. Like, not super modern, but it's there. And then, yeah, it can be. The power sources might be alternatively developed because the magic is more common. $1900s instead, then yeah. Excuse me. Because, yeah. Because I always kind of pictured it as like mostly modern times. Like I have an image in my brain of like future DD where like, apprenticeship is finished and I have a magic staff and it's like it's technology fused with magic kind of thing. So like we take in stride that whole idea that any science advanced enough looks like magic. So what we do is magic, but that's why I always said every moonbeam power has to be grounded in reality in some way. Like it has to be explainable in a way that's not just, oh well, it's magic, whatever. science and magic collab, correct. Like, if we wanted to try and pin down one specific anime that's like the closest to the setting of like Dee Dee and the Moonbeams, a certain magical index would be very close. Where like everyone has magic power, like some kind of magic slash superpowers, but there's like a technical scientific explanation for all of it. Like, you know, one character, she has a her ability is like quote unquote railgun, where she can use electricity to shoot things, but it can only be certain types of objects, and she can't shoot anything and everything. She mostly uses a coin because it's small enough. So stuff like that. So when you guys come to me with ideas for it's like here's like the stuff my moonbeam is developing. I'm like, okay, like yeah, it can technically be whatever, cuz like think of it like school. You all have the ability to learn. It's just whether or not you can master something. Will we ever see an evil Dee Dee arc? Ooh. You see, that's a good question. I don't know if outright evil Dee Dee arc, but maybe like Batman Vigilante Justice Dee Dee is believable, because as part of the lore, if you remember correctly, one of the reasons I'm in this like world and I'm interacting with the public and streaming and stuff is because my master suddenly went missing one day. Like, you know, she left their apothecary, and like she was like, you know, it was like going out to get milk, and then they just vanished, kind of thing. So, you know, I'm still here. I'm like looking for her. I'm waiting for her to come back. It's not unreasonable to think eventually at some point, if I found out, you know, there was foul play involved, I might go on like a revenge arc like Sasuke. That's partially where the whole idea of the futuristic staff comes from. Like, I have images one day of having a loading screen where it's me on top of a building, and I've got like a cloak with a hood and my staff, and like I've got the moonbeams with me, and there's like a breeze and stuff like that. Like those like animated openings some streamers have. One day. Can't wait for this to be real, for sure. One day you need to give me a Google Doc with everything. Okay, I will. Really, I should start working on DD 3.0, cuz or I guess technically it's like, yeah, the one coming up is 3.0. Should start working on DD 4.0, because I mean, I'm still waiting to get my rig back, but at this point it feels like that design slash character is cursed. Like every attempt I have to bring it to life has resulted in some kind of a delay. So I'm like, considering how long it takes for this stuff to get finalized, I really should start putting stuff in the production pipeline. One thing at a time. Getting money to do that kind of stuff is another thing. On paper, I know I should always have something in the works. But having budgeting for that, we gotta get DDV.4 before DDV3? God. I hope not, but at this point, who knows? Who knows? Alrighty, Detective Gumshoe. I'll need to examine the left side of the spectator area. So yeah, at some point I'll summarize everything. I've been holding off, hoping for my new model to come out, and then I can like officially release all of this stuff. But who knows? Who knows? At some point, I'll do like a re-debut with all of the lore and stuff like that updated, and then like we will have our lore video and all that stuff. I do. Just slide the lore under the table and don't tell anyone. Just. I do, and what evidence remains to be found may already be deteriorating. So I'll need you to be quick about it. Yes, sir! Chief, hey, I'm talking to you, Chief! I suppose you mean me, Miss Lloyd? I surely do! You gotta help me out! This stuff's my forte! I'm the best crowd herder you ever did see. I'll prod, pummel, and push him wherever you like. What are you, a border collie? A very kind offer, but I think a less hands-on approach might be preferable. Oh, so about this chief business, I am nobody's chief. Whatever you say, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, your wish is my command. I somehow doubt that. And off we go. Here you go, sir. It's all ready for you. Oh my god, it's Winston Payne. Remember this guy? Twitch Clips finally saves your portrait clip format. Yippee! You love lore? That's okay. I also have a shit ton of OCs and all that stuff. My hobby before... I mean, it's still my hobby. Iduna and I write stuff with our OCs as well. So I totally get it. Miss Lloyd here cleared out everybody just like that. You should have seen it. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. The chief, my other chief, that is, she says I'm running twice as quick. She sounds like quite a formidable character. Perhaps I should go easier on the poor girl. Thank you, but you really shouldn't have all that running around. The clothes are covered in mud. Allow me to pay for the cleaning. It's the least I can do. Huh? You mean my jacket? Oh, don't you be worrying your pretty little head about that. You have none? I don't know how to make one? Just character backstory. Now, this will be slightly contentious because I know Ranger doesn't like astrology, but when I first started out writing OCs and I was struggling with characters, I would use Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo or like a date randomizer to pick their birthday. And then I would look up the astrology that matches that birthday and construct a character using that as a reference. Because, you know, whether or not, like, you're someone who believes in astrology or not, astrology gives you a very handy list of positive and negative personality traits. And they're often two sides of the same coin, so it's like, you know, quote unquote, they're balanced. Wait, that's good, right? So that's what I did when I was like, you know, 14, 15, whatever. And I was like, I want to write, but I was really struggling to, like, A, make varied characters, and B, make well-rounded characters. And, you know, eventually over time, as I used that method to make more characters, like, it kind of, like, developed my ability to, think up, like, characters on my own. Because once you have their personality, that helps shape other stuff. Because based on personality, you can guess probably what kind of food they like. Does the food they like match their personality? Or, like, is it like a surprise kind of thing? Like, you know, like kind of like the taciturn, kind of secluded, moody person really likes spicy food. That might be surprising. That might be interesting. Like, you know, that kind of stuff. There's also websites out there that have, it's almost like you fill out an application. Like, it's like all these different questions about what your character is like as a way to expand on it. Like, sometimes they give scenarios, and it's like, hey, like, what would they do in this situation? It's just, it was never things that needed lore. You know, it makes sense to me. Because A, you're a creative person, but you're you're scientifically mind-focused. So to me, writing deep lore for stuff that doesn't need lore probably comes from an innate need to understand how things work. Like, you can't just let things exist for the sake of existing. You need to know the why, and the how, and the when. Like, that's just my read as someone who, like, only knows you in passing. It's reversible. All you gotta do is switch it around and alakazam. No more dirt. But now it's on your skin. On the outside, perhaps, but you'd still have something of a problem with the inside. Truer words have never been spoken? Excellent. So yeah, that totally makes sense. You gotta understand things. I will indeed keep this all in mind. You may need it. Hey! Happy to help. Thank you for the OC 101. Always. We're ready to get back to the investigation whenever you are, sir. The crowd has trampled the entire area. If you ever need help, please ask me. I want another project. Aww. That's cute. Moonbeams! Moonbeams do D&D together. We'll be lucky to find any traces of our shooter at all. Investigation complete? Or investigation start, rather. What is there? You're a lore fanatic, understandable. Man, the lens is cracked. What am I gonna do? The circuit board's hanging out, the whole thing's spitting sparks? It's like a fireworks show in there. Probably not a good idea to touch it. Bro broke the camera. Definitely not. Fireworks can be deadly, right, sir? This isn't exactly rocket science, detective. The cameraman is clearly otherwise occupied. Perhaps I can talk to him later. Fair enough. Know the small for a while, but you're gonna miss the hairpin? I still have hairpins in my upcoming ones. Don't worry. The hairpin just changes. Could be you were artificially created, and that's how you can asexually reproduce goobers. Mad scientist. This one is just that cute. Aw, thank you. It reminds me of the cover / Hololive logo, honestly. This television truck appears to be stuck in the mud. Reminds me of the time I pushed your car out of that ditch, sir. How'd Edgeworth get in the ditch? Then you just drove away and left me there. Gotta admit, it felt kinda lonely. Did I do that? I think I might have Edgeworth. You came back, though, Mr. Edgeworth. Only left me there in the mud for, maybe 15 minutes? How do you do that? Of course I wouldn't. Borrowing those 15 minutes anyway. Edgeworth? He was like, I'm late for the meeting. I gotta go. And then he's like, frick. It's like, frick, I forgot my coworker. That's just crazy, Edgeworth. Alright. Time flew right by and it's already 9:30. That is crazy. Time always flies when you're chit-chatting with the moonbeams and... We have play the game. We have, yap. We'll have more yapping happening soon because, the next United Fight event in Grand Blue is less than a month away. Gasp! Crazy! Comfy day or nay? Always comfy day. I went through the Steel Samurai case. In the original? Yes. And so there was a there's like a Steel Samurai case in almost every one of these games, now that I think about it. There was a Steel Samurai case in the first one with Will Powers. The second one was the Nickel Samurai and the Diamond Ninja. The third one? I don't think there was a Steel Samurai in the third one. And then there was Steel Samurai stuff in Ace Attorney Investigations. I shall indulge in this newfound info for 3 hours before I conjure up more questions. Fair enough. Could the Moonbeams watch the Ace Attorney thing? I don't see why not. At some point, like, I'm not totally against us watching non-anime things for like the Moonbeams watch along. Though I do want it to mostly be anime or gaming related stuff, but the plays would be a fun thing to do once we finish all the Ace Attorney games. I mean, honestly. And also, the live-action movie, which is separate from the plays, but it was also pretty good. When we watch along Pop Team Epic, ooh, you know? I was trying to think about what we'd squeeze in between seasons of Prince of Tennis, and I was trying to think of what comedy series. Pop Team Epic might be a good one, because the episodes... Well, I mean, they're 30-minute episodes technically, but they go so fast. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty open-minded. You guys just need to make suggestions, and I'll be honest whether I want to. Yay or nay? Want to get a good laughing with the beans at Big Sis Didi? What is it? I was thinking around episode 50 of Prince of Tennis, we would take a break and watch something else. So, in a few more weeks for sure. I will piece it out. I will figure it out. Now let's see here. Do. Excuse me. Let's. What? Who can I send you guys to? Oh my god. It's always Junie at this time of night. Mousy? Oh, you're funny. The biggest streamer I ever raided into was Sayu, who is Alejandro Saab, the voice actor. He called me Diane. I'm like, you know what? You get away with it. If I ever start watching it, pin me. I'm free all summer since I don't work much. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, it'd probably be close to the summer when we're gonna watch it, so. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to do, like, a new roundup of finding people to, raid, because I like to keep it fresh, but then also, you know, I like to raid into friends, so yeah, we'll just go with Junie, why not? Do you have a raid? Yeah, I do. We'll go see Junie again. She's still doing her Junathon, so let's support our besties. Hit the legendary Pepin Mogu for you. I will. Alrighty, here is a raido. What are we doing tomorrow? Because originally we were gonna do 2 days of 100 lines, but since I paused it, not sure what we'll do tomorrow. I will think on it. I've been trying to include one gacha game per week since you guys have said you enjoy when I actually play those, so. The legendary beans, the legendary beans! I will have to check their birthdays, but the beans are turning 10 this summer. Crazy. Like, Pep and Mogu are turning 10 years old. They grannies now! It's such mixed feelings. Mine is turning 5. Aww. 5's a good age. When you gonna play Genshin with Iduna again? Oh, God. We keep talking about how we need to figure out our next collab stuff. The new region's gonna be coming out sometime in the summer, so hopefully? Yeah. Iduna and I have played Genshin together 2 or 3 times on stream. Hopefully we can coordinate again at some point. It's just her work schedule changed, and by the time she gets home, it is 7:30, 8 p.m. And she also works on Sundays. Like, her weekend is Friday and Saturday. So we're trying. It's just, you know, timing. Like, the adult life, our schedules are completely different from each other now that she's in her new job. So at some point we'll get it. We just, we have to actually really buckle down. So We will do our best. It's easy when like new region stuff comes out because then I can go, Iduna, what day do you want to just go explore? Because we're both going to be logged into this game anyway, so let's go. So yeah, before I forget, here's Raid. And here's Discord if we got any lurkers. Have a good rest of your night. Of course, you guys too. Alrighty, my beans. That is gonna be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food. E equals MC squared. And I will see you next time without the physics. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. General relativity. I can't with y'all.